The combined efforts of the British, German, Italian and Canary Island teams winched, manhandled and coaxed the Belgians safely to the shore. But the bridge is a little the worse for wear and is in need of some serious repairs. With the aid of winched brute force, a lot of ingenuity and some international but unmistakable sign language, the crossing is repaired. And the rest of the Camel Trophy convoy makes it over the water, leaving the bridge good for another 10 years' use. One of the most modern forms of transport meets one of the oldest and least sophisticated as the teams top up with fuel before they tackle the mountain pass that leads to the lost coast of Sulawesi. There are no petrol pumps out here, so the barrels of diesel have to be brought in by bullock cart, the region's most common method of haulage. There's time for a quick dip for Argentinians Daniel Aguila and Juan Catala.
You can see the mountains up behind us here. What are your thoughts on that?
I think we have to work today, and I think also we'll see some very good natural life, maybe animals, maybe monkeys. I think will be the best part of the travel.
With temperatures up around 100 degrees, the cool waters provide a welcome refuge from the sweltering heat. There's time for a wash and brush up, a self-powered shower, time to plan the route, and quench that raging thirst in preparation for the assault on the mountains.
Are you looking forward to the big climb over the mountain?
Yep, that's it. Just getting ready. First thing to do, just get clean, because we don't know what we'll find over there.
Alone against the emerald green landscape of the Sulawesi jungle, a single Land Rover powers its way up the mountain track. In the background, the sound of a chainsaw, a sound that would split the silence many times in the next few days as the Camel Trophy blazes along the trail from Tamini to Tinabogan, the first vehicles to attempt the trip in 6 months. The rains of the winter have caused mudslides and landslips which make the track impassable in places, but the biggest problem is fallen trees. All that training months ago and half a world away at Eastnor Castle will now pay off as the crews work together to reopen the route. If it's not the buzz of chainsaws, it's the thud of hand axes which reverberates around the still mountains. Brute force and teamwork is the answer most of the time. And if in doubt, dig your way out. Sawing, cutting and digging and winching eventually pay off, and the Camel Trophy road gang forge a route through. It's only a matter of time, though, before they find the path blocked once again. With all the obstacles, progress is painfully slow. By the end of the day, just 21 kilometers is on the clock. Sometimes the track is barely wide enough for a vehicle to pass. Luckily, there's little prospect of meeting someone coming the other way. In line astern, the Camel Trophy train, about as far as you can get from the desert. Japan's Kinoshita and Sekiguchi well and truly stuck in a rut. But the power of the Land Rover's trusty winch gets them on the road again. The Japanese experience makes the rest a little wary. Sometimes when a tree has fallen right across the trail, there's nothing for it. You just have to chop out the middle, roll away the offending section, and drive through the gap. The French pairing of Leonard and Spijkerman are the trailblazers this time, but sometimes the right route isn't as straightforward as it might seem. Occasionally, you have to go backwards to advance. The months of rain make the steep climbs ultra-treacherous, but the Turks seem to have driving technique off to a T. Nightfall brings relief from the swarms of mosquitoes which have plagued the adventurers throughout the heat of the daytime. The insects have proved to be a serious hazard. Dutchman Leendert Ursum and Merk de Jong put their vehicle into a ditch when driver Leendert was attacked by a swarm which made him completely lose control of the Land Rover. The UK team have been having further trouble with their transport, losing time again and again with a recurrent differential problem. However, Land Rover's specialist engineer on the event, Colin Hill, and mechanic Fred Wanicek will replace the entire diff at the next night halt. At last, the weary and travel-stained Camel Trophy travellers make camp for the night, most too exhausted for anything but welcome sleep. And there's precious little sleep. Everyone is up at first light to ready themselves for the 6:30 start. There's just time for a quick vehicle check, and a sip or two of refreshment. Time to tie up a few loose ends and grab a bit of breakfast. Some are better at waking up than others. But eventually, everyone is on the road again, if you can call it a road. It is now the end of March, and this road hasn't been driven since the Camel Trophy reconnaissance